Testing. All right, thank you all for coming to senior night 26, class of 26. I'm proud to announce our seniors this year. We've got 3 of them. First, we're going to start with my boy Matthew Brown, who is not in the lineup tonight. Matthew Brown is a tremendous young man that has given a lot of strength and tears over the years. And has got a really good choices from a tremendous player in the squad, and we can't wait to pick that. Next, we have 2 co-captains. First time in school history, my team did 2 seasons, but these 2 have deserved it. First players in program history who have played 5 years. This is their 5th year. They played first and 8th grade. I call them the yin and yang, the duality of harmonious balance between the 2 of them. First, we have number 31, our starting program, Captain Nick Harris. Nick is coming to mother, father, Sue, and Mark Harris. Started his career as a defenseman and made a selfless act to put pads on when the team didn't have a goalie. Since then, he's been one of the best goaltenders in program history on and off the ice and has a tremendous career ahead of him. Give it up again for Nick Harris, number 31. Next, we have number 6, Sid McCall! Sammy, with his character, has been the pulse of the squad since he's been in 8th grade. On pace for a career year, Sammy is projected to end up top 3 in school history in points, but cares only about one thing and one thing only, bringing the school its first state title. Selfless act. Give it up again for Sammy McCall! And now we welcome the rest of their teammates, the underclassmen of the Green Wave. Thank you all for coming again, and we look forward to having a good game. Thank you.
Welcome into the Rockland Ice Rink for tonight's MIAA ice hockey matchup. It is the Middleborough Sachems making the short trek up Route 18 to face your Abington Green Wave. As always, I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson, bringing you all the action high above the ice here on senior night for this hockey team. Just 3 seniors to speak of, but a familiar conversation for head coach Brian Woodford. The 3 have had very large impacts for this team over the last 5 years in some cases. Sam McDonald and Nick Harris, both starters since their 8th grade years. They are joined in the celebration by Matthew Grafton, who is again not dressed tonight. He is expected to return in the next game or two for the Abington Green Wave. The Sachems wearing their visiting all black jerseys, solid orange numbers, lettering Green Wave in their home whites, green shorts, solid green numbers and lettering. It is the second line. Sean Niles, Sean Duggan, and Sam McDonald centering for the start for the Green Wave. A lot of double shifting going on amidst the centers, Tate Erickson and McDonald. Green Wave coming off a 6-3 win on Saturday night. Impressive effort for the Green Wave squad and Nick Harris, who had an abundance of saves. 25 for Harrison that game. The first shot of the game launched by Lonnie De Jesus, who is back in the lineup. De Jesus, 6 goals, 1 assist on the season, 17, plus 17. A very impressive plus-minus for him. Sachems win their defensive zone face-off, and we'll look for a breakout. They have some numbers going up ice, but we'll simply dump it in. Harris steers his side, his first touch of the rubber biscuit this evening. And the Green Wave will look to reset behind their own net with Derek O'Neill. He's joined on the top line by McDonald and L.J. Cleary. Now it looks like Tate Erickson is with the two of them. Jesus, traditionally more of a defenseman. Jesus throws it wide of the cage and ices the puck. Faceoff will come all the way down to the Abington end. Donald joined by Callan Gunner, Dylan Connolly, over Duggan and Niles. Duggan a hat trick last game. Against the Cohasset Co-op, and will have the game's first penalty. Connolly is going to go for a hook. Middleborough wins the power play face-off. The Green Wave take away possession and throw it all the way down with Duggan. Looking indeed the call on Connolly. Now chased down by Jacob Whitman wearing number 22. For the Green Wave. Bounces back in onto the stick of Nick Daly, who tried to backhand it out. Finally cleared all the way down by McDonald, and he will jump the boards and head to the bench for a change. Duggan remains out along with Tate Erickson. Runs at Sean Niles 63, preventing the clean zone entry. Whitman pounds it all the way down the river, power play halfway over. There goes Levon Mulready. He's joined on the Sachems top line by their top scorer, Wyatt Goyette and Mason Martin. Wraparound shot off the blocker, maybe the side of the cage. And Niles throws it off the boards all the way down again. That'll leave about 30 seconds on the power play. Harris plays it. One of the Sachems went sliding down into the corner, sharpened your skates. It's a sheet of ice out there. We have a whistle and a stoppage from the red line. With the puck deflected up into the Middleborough bench. Harris backhands it around. McDonald behind his cage as we get back to even strength. Soft backhander to Duggan. Give and go with him now. Niles. Duggan fans on the shot. Backhanded back to Daly, who lost an edge. And now it'll be a one-on-one. Wyatt Goyette, and an excellent back check by Callan Gunning, preventing the rush for Middleborough. 10:30 to go in the first period, still scoreless. Face off at 10:09 to go. We'll come in the Middleborough defensive end. Love down by Connolly. Sent it through some traffic off the glass. Middleborough able to control with Mulready. He works in tandem with Goyette. Mulready 11, 14, 25, his slash line on the year. Goyette 15 goals, 13 assists for 28 points. Shot off the blocker of Harris and a weird bounce off the glass. Spinning is LJ Cleary. Cleary had his stick lifted. Now Whitman has to clean it up forward of his own goal line. Cleary takes the hit to move the puck to Erickson. Delayed penalty as Harris gets to the bench, and the Green Wave gained the zone. Connolly lost the handles, and Middleborough touches up. First Green Wave power play. Had a couple of extra man tallies on Saturday night.
Middleborough penalty number 13, a 2-minute timeout for interference.
Interference is the call on Levon Mulready. This Middleborough team, a co-op of Middleborough, Carver, and Wareham. Just two Wareham skaters on the roster. Brogan Wilson and Keenan Peterson. Both have had some impact. 10 goals, 8 assists for Peterson, 3 and 4 for Brogan Wilson. Here goes Goyette. He shoots wide of the left side post. 1:05 to go in a pretty quiet power play so far for the Green Wave. McDonald being harassed by Peterson. Duggan. Finn on the shot now. A 2-on-0 developing for Middleborough. The drop pass, the deke, and the goal. Wyatt Goyette. The assist to Keenan Peterson, and the Sachems break the score first. A short-handed goal for Goyette, his 16th tally of the season. And it was Peterson. Gavin Pine, the lone defenseman in double-digit points, was involved in the play as well. 2 goals now, 11 assists for him. McDonald looking to go coast to coast. He gets taken down into the net and some pleasantries exchanged. Referee Pat McLeod getting in the action. Conversation with the goalie Greg Mason. He is the only goaltender active tonight for Middleborough. Carver Wareham. Brennan Testa not dressed tonight. No penalties coming from all of that. 23 seconds left on the Green Wave power play that has already seen a shorthanded goal scored. The Sachems cleared all the way down the ice. McDonald turns on the jet serpentine route through the neutral zone. McDonald spun it around the boards now for Whitman. Whitman tried to find a lane off of a shin guard of one of the Sachems as McDonald gets stapled up against the boards. Duggan finishes the hit as Middleborough dumps it all the way down on Harris. And we are back to 5-on-5. McDonald again bobbing and weaving, evading 2 Sachems. Duggan pass to the middle, backhanded on by Niles, and now taken by Mulready. Goyette, good back check by De Jesus. Shot gloved down by Harris. Jake Dean responsible for that one. This goal calling the Bridgewater Ice Arena home. A juicy rebound. But it was Dean who couldn't find it at the near side post. They have a couple of impressive wins on their resume, including a 1-0 shutout of perennial powerhouse Norwell, who the Green Wave still have left a date on their schedule, and Middleborough is still fighting for the South Shore League Championship regular season title, which the Green Wave, with the last loss to Rockland, are now out of the running for. 5.5 to go. Face-off will come all the way down to the Green Wave side of the ice. Jesus off the Green Wave face-off win. Looking for Teddy Duggan around the boards. Duggan tallied his first goal of the season last game against the Cohasset Hull Co-op. Gunning tried to saucer it through. LJ Cleary dumps it in. The Sachems take it right back now with 5 minutes to play here in the first. Green Wave keep it in deep. Whitman recovers. Duggan indirect pass finds McDonald. Possible 2-on-1. McDonald shoots and scores! 5-hole through the wickets of Greg Mason. The Green Wave even it up with 4:31 to go in the first. It's McDonald's 24th goal of the year. Another look, McDonald all the way. He was looking shot. Every stride of his skate in from the red line. And when he has that much open space, he's going to find even the smallest hole to fit that puck through, and it happened to be between the pillows of Greg Mason. 1-1. Green waving again. A shot rings high of the crossbar. Duggan was looking for some quick momentum.
Time of the goal, 4:31. That's 6. Round 23.
The lone assist given to Duggan. That's his 12th apple of the year. There's Derek O'Neill. Had some space for a shot at around the face-off dot. Four minutes to go in back and forth first period. Already lost the puck after gaining the zone. Shot through it, pops up on Harris, who has to slide around, and now a pile up in the crease. McDonald went down to prevent the puck from coming out, and the net came off its moorings. Good defensive recovery in a moment of chaos for the Green Wave. Both teams opt for the full change. Heat face-off win for Tate Erickson. Jonathan McDonald wearing number 27 for the Sachems, turning the puck over. The Green Wave ended up with a shot at the blue line. That was Tate Erickson into the glove of Mason for the stoppage. Greg Mason catches with his left hand. Walker and stick on the right. He's got a 1.92 goals against average, save percentage of 926. His counterpart, Nick Harris, a goals against of 2.10, save percentage of 930. Impressive numbers for both of these netminders. This one in and out of the glove of Mason. Gunning a nice back check. Prevents the zone entry for the Sachems. 2.5 minutes to play in the first period. Middleborough shot pops up into the netting behind Nick Harris. Harris has 2 assists on the year as a goalkeeper. Also has 2 penalty minutes. Came from a couple of games ago when he skated a couple of shifts at the forward position. Derek O'Neill into the zone, gets edged out on the near side half wall. McDonald picks up the loose change and will take the long route back behind his goaltender and try to work 200 feet back the other way. He missed Duggan on the outlet pass. Middleborough takes it back at their defensive blue line as O'Neill heads to the bench for a change. McDonald forces the turnover at the red line, still loose. And now Middleborough settles it back in neutral. Another turnover. McDonald in alone. Here goes McDonald. The backhander saved by Mason. The puck's still loose behind the cage. It's EJ Wakey as There's a Green Wave player down behind the net. And I believe the cage came off. Sam McDonald almost gifted another golden opportunity. Mason got the better of him that time. Whitman off the face-off win, throws it in. Mason threw his stick down 180 degrees level with the ice to make that stop. If I was Middleborough, I would say third time's probably not a good idea to let Sam McDonald in on a breakaway. He's shooting 50% on breakaways so far tonight. So we hit the 1 minute mark. Here in the first period, still all knotted up, 1 goal apiece. McDonald and Goyette, the 2 goal scorers for the South Shore League rivals. "30 seconds ago, puck stapled on the end boards. On out the pass to Goyette. Goyette gets the attacking line, threw it towards the far post. Nobody was there for the deflection. Now 15 seconds to play. McDonald had it land behind him. And now Goyette looking for a last second opportunity with 7 seconds left on the clock. The Green Wave sweep it back out to neutral, and that will do it for the first period. It ends the same way it started, all tied up, but both teams getting 1 goal in that first frame. White Goyette opened the scoring, and then it was Sam McDonald evening things up. That's where we stand after 1. We will step aside, take a quick break, and bring you second period action from the Rockland Ice Rink just after this.
Hello and welcome back into the Rockland Ice Rink for second period action. It's the Middleborough Sachems tied with the Green Wave of Abington 1-1 through the first 15 minutes. A shot right off the rip here to start the second frame, and that was deflected wide off the stick of Keenan Peterson for the Sachems. Wyatt Goyette, the senior, getting the Middleborough tally. Who else but Sam McDonald with his 24th of the year, tying it up later in the first period. Gonna have a penalty as McDonald, the most penalized player in the Green Wave, and we might have a second penalty here. Empty net as Derek O'Neill touches up. McDonald will head to the penalty box to serve his 62nd penalty minute of the year. Goes for a hook. Shot bounces off of Harris and winds up crossing the line. Middleborough gets one 1 minute and 9 seconds into the second period on the power play. It is Goyette again, his 17th of the season, his second tonight. Peterson off of the face-off win for Middleborough. Peterson shot blocked down by Nick Daly. Should be offsides. Puck finally comes down to the stick of Jacob Whitman. Tate Erickson had it go under his heel. And Peterson throws it back into the Green Wave end. Backhand shot. Harris the save, rebound. Mason Martin couldn't get to it. Martin, the nephew of Abington legend Jan Prahl, who is in attendance tonight. Of course, already pumping up the Abington Summer Concert Series, which will be back at Riley Field in the bandstand. Not soon enough. It'll be 85, 90 degrees outside, and we'll be bringing you those concerts on Abington Cam. Middleborough and Wyatt Goyette chasing down another face-off. Shot on net, looking for the deflection. Drifting out was Xavier Valcorba. And this one winds up no goal. Is immediately waved off by referee Pat McLeod, and I believe we're going to have a Middleborough penalty. And it's coming on Valcorba. And now an explanation to the Sachems bench. Valcorba to the box. Valcorba coming out of the box. So no penalty. A wonky sequence. Green Wave win the neutral zone face-off, so there was goaltender interference, or perhaps it was offsides. The face-off came outside the Green Wave zone, but the goal waved off. Here goes Goyette again. Goyette flung it past the far side post. Now it's E.J. Wanky. His shot popping up on Harris, who makes the glove stop. Holds on for another face-off, 11:24 to go. Another puck loose in the blue paint. Sachems couldn't pound it home. They lead 2-1, 4 minutes into the second period. Harris slashes it away. Another opportunity and a top shelf goal for Levon Mulready. The Sachems lead it 3-1. Not the start to the second. The green wave we're looking for. It's Mulready with his 12th goal of the year. Sachems had a 4-2 victory over the Green Wave earlier in the season. That was at the BIA. The Green Wave will look for an answer to the third Sachems goal of the night. On McGrath was the goaltender in that first matchup. First time the Sachems have seen Nick Harris. Xavier Valcorba and Wyatt Goyette get the assists. Duggan off sides. Good outlet pass. Duggan had his pocket picked. O'Neill had to spin it back at the red line. Sachems trying to sneak it to the back post. Dumped back in now by Brogan Wilson. Sent all the way down, doesn't have enough juice for icing. It was also touched by one of the Sachems at the red line, says one of the refs. Across the 9-minute mark in the second period, 3-1 Middleborough. McDonald spinning behind the net. Another whistle as the net pops off once again. Kicked down by De Jesus. Sachems recover the puck in their own defensive end. 8.5 to go. Now in the second period, turned over to Sam McDonald. He gets tripped up, and now it will be Xavier Valcorba heading to the box. After he narrowly escaped serving time from the goalie interference, finds himself in the sin bin for a trip. Green win the offensive zone draw to open the power play. McDonald sends it around the kick plate. Back out to Tate Erickson. Down to Duggan. Duggan going this way and that. Throws it on net, blocked away. Duggan, another bad turnover. Here goes Goyette in on another breakaway. Goyette deeks, shoots, and scores. Wyatt Goyette has his second of the game, and the Sachems take a 4-1 lead. Another shorthanded goal for the Sachems. Now the referee is discussing it. They say good goal. Goyette. Makes it a 4-1 Sachems lead. And now chases the puck down again, cuts back to the middle. Stops and starts, throws one off of the pillows of Nick Harris. Good save by Greg Mason. First time he's been tested in quite a long time. Duggan goes backhand to forehand, swings it up to McDonald. McDonald gains the zone and holds, then threw it off the boards. Took a big hit behind the play, and now the arms stay down. Middleborough ices the puck. They're still on the PK for another 15 seconds. Hasn't seemed like it. McDonald gains the zone again. Chris crosses, takes it to the end wall. Backhands out to Tate Erickson, who throws it on net. Deflection off of the stick of Derek O'Neill, ended up wide. Whitman, and then another breakaway, and offsides that time was Xavier Valcorba. Fresh out of the box. Was looking to sneak in on a breakaway. Just a tad offsides. Valcorba. Serpentine route around the face-off dot, looking for Goyette out in front. The net's off again. A little shoving match in the crease. Game getting increasingly physical between these two squads that aren't border rivals, but league rivals, and a pretty heated rivalry across all sports. One-timer off the face-off win. Whistled high and wide. Middleborough recovers the puck. Green Wave bunched in front of the net. Now they break formation. They're able to separate the puck from the Sachems. Middleborough stick flying and another big hit thrown. That one was clean. And then a retaliatory cross-check behind the play goes uncalled. Niles finding it. Sends it to McDonald above the face-off circle off the tip of the glove of Mason. And now Mason will hold for the face-off. With 5:04 to go in a wild second period here in Rockland. Packed house here in Rockland for tonight's MIAA ice hockey matchup. The Sachems are 12th in Division 3, the Green Wave, playing in Division 4, are also ranked in the top 15, trying to secure not only a playoff bid tonight, but work their chances up towards a home first-round playoff game. Played their last couple of years matchups down at Gallo and Bourne. Here goes another opportunity for the Sachems. Levon Mulready spinning back with it. Now it winds up in the netting. Greg Mason came charging out of his net. Stripes gets a new rubber biscuit and will drop it to the blocker side of Nick Harris. Sachems win it, but they're unable to carry it through traffic. LJ Cleary coming up with the turnover there. Into the zone cleanly was Jake Dean. Now it's McDonald. Swings it on sides. Duggan dished it out instead of taking the contact. Now Whitman sends it around, and another penalty coming, and that's going to go on Abington, and McDonald taking a shove after the play and then going back after the Sachem, and now he might be heading for an extra two. Sean Duggan in the box for the initial penalty, the cross check, and it is indeed Sam McDonald going for unsportsmanlike, the retaliation. So certainly not an ideal situation for the Green Wave. Their top two scorers. They've got 41 goals between them now. Are in the box for the next 2 minutes, and it's a 5-on-3 for a full two for the Middleborough Sachems, who can certainly put this game away here early before we even hit the third period. Sachems take the face-off win. Throw one on Harris. He sticks it down. Rebound chance. Another stick save by Nick Harris. Levon Mulready above the face-off dot. Opted not to shoot in the high slot. Works his way back down. Triangle passing. Keenan Peterson across the slot. Incomplete to Valcorba. But Goyette keeps it in the attacking end. Goyette shoots. Blocker save Harris. The rebound above the crossbar. First 40 seconds of the 5-on-3 gone, and now Tate Erickson looking for a short-handed 5-on-3 rush. He's not going to win that race, and now it's a 3-on-2 into the attacking end, rather 4-on-2. The shot, stick down, rebound loose. It trickles wide of the near post. First half of the 5-on-3 gone. This shot, fanning on it, was Peterson. Goyette calling for it. He gets it above the near side face-off circle. Cross zone pass, no good, as Greg Mason thought there was another penalty coming on that. He doesn't get that call. Looking for deflection by Valcorba out in front. He took it to the end kick plate. Peterson, let's go for Goyette. The same unit has been out there the entire power play for 90 seconds so far. Another loud blocker save by Harris. Goyette stops it in the attacking end again. And now another bad turnover. Shot on a point-blank blocker save by Harris. Goyette, top of the slot. Cycles it down. One-timer. Another pad save. Rebound loose. Another pad save by Harris. The puck's still loose. 4 straight chances from Middleborough. They can't pot any of them. And the 5-on-3 has 1 second left as the puck comes to a stop. And the 3 Green Wave skaters that killed that penalty immediately going up to Nick Harris with a hug and saying, way to be a wall. 1 second left on the 5-on-3, enough for Middleborough to perhaps lodge one off the face-off that is coming back to their own end, but the Green Wave killing off a full 2-minute 5-on-3. Five grade A chances for the Sachems, who now are penalized themselves. Green Wave will have their second power play of the night for 1 minute and 59 seconds. McDonald, fresh out of the box. Makes a nice move to trick Goyette. Softly feathered down. Looking for the stick of O'Neill, didn't connect. Out to Duggan. Duggan launches a shot that went wide. He was looking for the deflection in front. Gunning unable to pinch it off at the blue line. Duggan dumps. Green Wave will change out their defensive pairing. 1:10 to go on the Abington power play.
1 minute to play in the period. 1 minute.
A 3-second difference between the power play clock and the period clock. Whitman at the high slot, shot blocked nicely by Middleborough's number 5, Brogan Wilson. Puck to Sam McDonald. Now it's Duggan. Duggan left it for McDonald to go unhooked a little bit. The Sachems dump it back down. 15 seconds to play in the period. Harris came out to play it up. Now it's Tate Erickson, launches a slapper into the glove of Greg Mason, who tried to play quickly, but a quick whistle. 7 seconds left in the period, 9 on the power play. Seven seconds, a little bit too long to think about pulling Harris for the extra attacker here. And actually, Middleborough's penalized again. Not exactly sure what the call is there. We'll wait for the announcement. McDonald's last second shot blocked away wide as he got taken down into the boards. The buzzer sounds. The Green Wave will have a 5-on-3 for 2 seconds and a power play for 1:51 following that as the teams converge again following the second period. It's 4-1 Middleborough as we take the final break of the evening here from the Rockland Ice Rink. We'll step aside and have third period of action for you right after this. Hello and welcome back into the Rockland Ice Rink. It's third period action between the Middleborough Sachems and the Abington Green Wave. Some clarification in between periods from the officials on what some of the explanations were in that period. The Green Wave argument on the Goyette breakaway was the puck did not go in. And we think it absolutely did before getting swept down the ice. And we're going to have another penalty. The Green Wave started this on a very brief 2-second 5-on-3. And Derek O'Neill went sliding awkwardly into the door. Now it'll be a 5-on-3 for 1 minute 28. The trip called on Middleborough. Sachems win the face-off, but McDonald That was Tate Erickson sealing off the blue line, kept it in, took it off the gut. Shot saved by Greg Mason. And he swallows up any potential rebound. Green Wave won the faceoff so cleanly it went back into their defensive end. Harris will play it with the heel of his stick. 5-on-3 for another 105. Niles deflected up for De Jesus. The Sachems take it, but Duggan, Johnny on the spot, takes it right back. Tried to work the wraparound. De Jesus an opening, tees it up, and scores! Amani De Jesus cuts the Middleborough lead in half. The opening clear as day. Thought he might go wrister, but he put it in with a flourish on a very loud snapper. And just 1:04 into the third period on the 5-on-3, the Green Wave right back in it. The shot totals before this period started, Middleborough 27. The Green Wave just 13. They score on number 14 on the night. De Jesus' 7th goal of the year. And for Sean Duggan, his 12th assist. Green Wave still in the power play, another minute. De Jesus has it. He dishes out some contact to keep the puck in the attacking end. McDonald finds it. Now De Jesus, another opening, and this one thrown off a defender in front. O'Neal trying to chase it down. Backhanded out through the zone and all the way back down to Nick Harris. Harris gives off to Sam McDonald. McDonald, serpentine route, tried to cut in front, had to spin back and go behind the cage. Now Whitman throws it in, blocked away by Levon Mulready. Weird bounce off of one of the stanchions, but it remains a power play the next 10 seconds for the Green Wave. Tate Erickson. Back to even strength. McDonald kicked it down the half wall, and Middleborough takes it back to neutral. Brogan Wilson had it taken off of his stick. And the Sachems dump and chase. Sam McDonald, the first player to the puck. Centering pass intercepted by Goyette. Now he leads the 3-on-2 rush. Wyatt Goyette, nice defensive play. That was number 18, Callan Gunning, putting a stop to Goyette's bid for another goal. Goyette, Mulready, Valcorba, the goal scorers for Middleborough. This one taken away by Jake Dean. Dean spins off his route. Ends up rolling all the way down the ice, played by Greg Mason. Duggan plays it back at center. Now it's Daly. He flings it cross corner, played just out of the cage by Mason. De Jesus took a big hit. Middleborough working some one-touch passing. Shot didn't get through a lot of traffic. Mason Martin trying to do some work to benefit the Sachem cause as we hit 10:15 left in the third period. Duggan throws it off the pads of Mason. He lets it go, another turnover, and the follow-up into his glove off of the tape of Duggan. Coach Brian Woodford immediately shutting down any post-whistle tensions that he sees arise. Doesn't want to take any more penalties here on senior night. Nick Harris, Matthew Grafton, and Sam McDonald being honored in a pregame ceremony. Middleborough has a large contingent of seniors getting ready to leave this team. That includes their top two scorers, Levon Mulready and Wyatt Goyette, along with Keenan Peterson, Brogan Wilson, and fourth liner Logan Pierce, along with 5 of the 6 defensemen, and the goalie will all be graduating. Gavin Pine, EJ Wenke, Kenny McDonald, Logan Moore, Jake Dean, and Greg Mason all getting ready to graduate. Ten seniors. We'll make it 11 with Mason. This next year will be a big rebuilding year for Middleborough. This one flips up into the netting.
Let's go, Abington. Put it in right
Off the end of the glove of Mason. 8.5 to go. Sachems get it back out to neutral. Whitman, Dita, Callan gunning. Erickson shoots off the blocker of Mason. LJ Cleary finding the rebound, keeping it down into the corner before Middleborough able to find it and take it back out to neutral ice. Gunning out there with Whitman. It looks like the deep pairings have shifted a little bit. McDonald stops in front of the Green Wave door. Looking for the one time was O'Neill. And a couple of bodies hit the ice as Greg Mason sprawls out to cover it. Poked by Daly to hamper the Middleborough zone entry attempt. Sam McDonald trying to create some space, gets held up, pushed off the puck, no penalty. Whitman got held up by the ref. Now McDonald pirouettes as he takes it through traffic in the neutral zone, offsides as Sean Duggan was a foot over the line. Xavier Valcorba off the face-off win for Middleborough. He gets it up to Levon Mulready. Green Wave take it back. Now Nick Daly. His saucer pass deflected but taken by Tate Erickson and offsides again. This time the guilty party was Amani De Jesus. Levon Mulready gains the zone, then spins off. Saucer to the middle for Goyette. Has it through traffic, loose in the blue paint, off the pad of Harris, and Middleborough will reset at the point. Harris was down on his backside, didn't realize where the puck was. Callan Gunning gets it through to Tate Erickson, and that will allow for a defensive reset as Mulready takes it back into the attacking end for Middleborough. Middleborough behind the cage, looking for the far side post. A little bit disjointed in the defensive end for the Green Wave now. Pump fake, looking for the deflection. Now winds up on the tape of Tate Erickson. 5:15 to go. As Erickson slings it across the defensive zone and yields to Gavin Pine. Pine in off the crossbar. Derek O'Neill finds the loose change. O'Neill, long route to gain the attacking end before Wyatt Goyette on the back check took it away. Pine out muscling Callan Gunning. Now it's McDonald. Working slow in his defensive end, very deliberately. Gunning fans on the pass attempt up to the attacking blue line. Middleborough has a shot attempt with Wanky into the glove of Harris. Not sure what was happening there with the Green Wave, as it was Callan Gunning at the attacking blue line, gained the zone but took on 4 Sachems all by himself. Everybody else kind of spun back and looked at the defensive end. Weren't really thinking offense first, down 2 goals with 4 minutes left. De Jesus kicks it down at the half wall. Taken back by a couple of the Sachems. Mason Martin involved with the play there. Long saucer pass, glove down by Goyette. He cuts this way and that, looking for a shot. And it's saved by Harris. Shot got blocked down by McDonald. Duggan, saucer pass. McDonald had too much traffic in front of him. Another soft saucer pass out to Duggan at the defensive blue line. McDonald will look to reset it. Dumps and chases this time. One of the rare times he hasn't taken the serpentine route trying to gain the zone. As Duggan got dragged down and was looking for a penalty. And we'll reset with Nick Daly. Duggan a good poke check, but that's as far as the Green Wave will advance it. Sam McDonald back through the neutral zone. And swept out again by Levon Mulready. Mulready and Dean in. Another great save by Harris as O'Neill got taken down on the end boards. And he will skate gingerly towards the bench as Middleborough pots it. Valcorba was there just below the hash marks, and another disjointed defensive effort for the Green Wave caused a turnover as O'Neill got taken down on the end wall. Was a little bit slow to get up, and everybody was kind of looking at that as Middleborough found the puck right out in front. It's 5-2 with 1:56 to go. Tate Erickson, fans on the cross zone pass looking for Niles. Erickson had his shot blocked down. Harris was making a sprint to the bench, has to make a blocker save as the net pops off. 55 seconds to go. Faceoff will come in the Green Wave defensive zone. Valcorba, Goyette, and Mulready on, as well as E.J. Wanke and Gavin Pine. Duggan slings it up to Derek O'Neill. Good to see he's okay after going down awkwardly. Now McDonald towards net, sticked away by Greg Mason, who has not been tested often tonight, but has made some key stops. And here's another breakaway for the Sachems. That one stoned by Harris. It was Levon Mulready looking for another tally tonight. 30 seconds to go. McDonald spins back, lost an edge, retains the puck. Long saucer pass intercepted by Goyette. He has to dangle through and wait for his team to tag up. Mulready again. Now Goyette shot and a save between the pads for Harris as some more shoving ensues after the whistle. We'll see what penalties come from this with 6 seconds to go. Both sides getting a stern talking to from referee Pat McLeod. Says, listen, there's 6 seconds left. Are we good here? In those words. McDonald gets tossed. O'Neill wins the face off. The Green Wave send it down the ice. One last second hit. And the buzzer will sound. And that will do it. The Sachems sweep the season series and are still alive in their hopes of a South Shore League championship. The Green Wave fall tonight by a final score of 5-2. I want to thank you for tuning into this game and every game here on the networks of Abington Community Access and Media, and especially Gabby Dos Santos and, of course, Drew Flaherty for bringing you the sights and sounds from the Rockland Ice Rink tonight as the referees and coaches get ready to police the handshake line. Once again, the final score from Rockland, 5-2 on behalf of everyone here at Abington Cam. Our executive producer, Kevin Tocci. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. We will see you next game.